What's up everyone? Welcome to another strategy spotlight. This time it's going to involve Tremble and a Puzzlebox build. Usually you start off your games as Tremble by placing a pit back at home, running to your lane, placing another one there as soon as possible when the cooldown is off, and you will, if done right, have enough time to return to the lane for the creep block. I apologize for having no sound in most of the clips because I kinda screwed up and had some music that I wasn't supposed to listen to and thought it wouldn't be in the video, but it was. But regardless, today we're going to talk about Puzzlebox. But first of all, one of the best things Tremble can do, and that is Gank. Once you hit level 6, you can just send your pet away to any lane, place a trap there, and teleport to it from the trap you have in your lane. It's incredibly effective and will give you a lot of early gold that you can spend in the Puzzlebox or any other items you want to go before it. Just telling you guys, don't forget about this ability. It's really strong and he's one of the very few heroes that can do this, and he's incredibly effective at it. Especially because he can tower dive very easily with the help of his pet to tank it. And then you can proceed to push the tower afterwards. One thing about your terror mounds not to forget is that they do destroy trees and not only give you the speed boost, but they destroy trees and can be used to escape or give vision or clear something out. This strategy is really simple. You just send your pet away and just forget about it, place a trap, and then come over when you feel like it. If you don't feel like it, you can just pull back, but it will often result in very easy kills for you if you just do it. It's one of those things that most people just don't do, and I'm not even sure what's the counter to that. So now let's talk about the Puzzlebox. The problem with Tremble is that he just doesn't carry hard enough late game, and I thought of two ways to fix this. One is to just get a Doombringer, and the second one is to get a Puzzlebox. It's the item that probably gives you the most burst damage possible for the cost. It's like a very cost efficient item, but the problem is that it doesn't last very long and it has a very high cooldown. So you will become this kind of hero that is very bursty in a sense. You get a burst kind of like from Elder Parasite and you become really strong for a while, but then you have this moment of weakness. Tremble is one of those heroes that has low cooldowns, but this will kind of give him that period of time when he's weak. And that's something you will have to deal with, but it is an amazing item, especially if the enemy team has any invisible heroes, and it can also be used for counter warding. I started my build by usually going for Helm the Black Legion and then backing it up with a Ring of the Teacher for the extra armor and mana regen, but I then decided to change it to get a faster Puzzlebox, and I got a Sustainer instead. That is a life tube with a mana tube, so that I can get the Puzzlebox much faster and it still provides decent regen. In this example, you can see a fight is easily turned around by those minions. They are really strong, you have no idea. They're quite easy to control as well. Once you bind them to group, it becomes saved and you don't have to rebind them ever again. But they also have a high skill ceiling because the range creep has a mana burning skill that you have to activate manually. Other than that, the Puzzlebox minions provide you with a movement speed aura, which both your main hero and your pet can use. And of course the mana burn and the melee minions passive ability to deal a lot of damage to whoever kills it is also very helpful. I usually turn the Sustainer into a Nullstone. If they don't have any Nullstone heroes, you can sometimes maybe go for a Ruined Cleaver, but now that I look back on this build, I think a really good item to get before or after the Nullstone would be an Energizer. It would stack incredibly well with the creeps. Also, don't forget to leave one pit back at home at all times. There is a limit, so make sure it's not destroyed so that you can escape in horrible situations. And yeah, that's really kind of it for this build. Puzzlebox is pretty good, and I think it kind of fixes the issue with Tremble. So the build is, to recap, Ghost Marchers, Sustainer, Puzzlebox, Energizer, and you're pretty much good to go. Tremble is just a hero that gets 500 GPM and still loses very often because he just doesn't carry very well. But this build, I think, is pretty good. So good in fact that the enemy team will gank you with all 5 heroes just to stop you, but of course it won't work. So that's some food for thought. Tell me what you think in the comments. I think this build can work great. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Ow.
I have no mana.
Not sure if you've noticed, but I always switch to intelligence before using my first skill and then back to strength.
I'm going to get my PK.
Heals more health.
Don't die.
I have no mana.
It's in deny range, this is bad. I'm gonna try get it. Yeah, I got it.
Feeling